Her fingers trembled slightly as she reached for the call button above her seat, her eyes masked behind designer sunglasses, but her breath shallow with disbelief. The air in first class had grown dense, not from turbulence, but from an insult too loud to ignore. "I'm sorry, ma'am," the flight attendant said, not with regret, but condescension. "We don't serve local African herbs in first class. Perhaps economy might have something simpler." Before we continue, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get notified for more, and share this with your friends. Where are you watching from? Tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story goes. She said it loud enough for the two suited men behind her to chuckle. The CEO's fingers froze mid-air. Her jaw clenched. The tea wasn't just a preference, it was a necessity. Her doctor-prescribed blend, made from lemongrass, bitter leaf, and clove, controlled her rising blood pressure. More than that, it was a part of her heritage. A daily ritual. An identity. Yet, here she was, mocked on a plane she partially owned. Nobody recognized her. That's how she liked it. No PR team, no logo-covered luggage, no loud entourage. Just her assistant, seated a few rows behind, and her thoughts. Until this moment. She leaned forward calmly. "Excuse me," she said, voice steady like a drawn bowstring. "I requested that my assistant prearrange my herbal blend before boarding. Kindly check again." The attendant's smile was tight. "Ma'am, this is first class. We have wine, champagne, imported teas. We don't entertain ethnic requests. It's not on the menu." Around her, conversations lulled. Passengers watched. The air shifted. She looked up. "What did you say?" "I said, I heard you." The CEO removed her glasses. Her eyes, piercing with quiet power, locked onto the woman's face. "Kindly fetch your supervisor." "You're being difficult," the attendant snapped. "We've had enough entitled passengers today." That did it. 5 minutes later, in a quiet but firm voice, the CEO leaned to her assistant who had silently walked forward, holding a black leather briefcase. "Get the list. Immediate termination. All involved." The flight, midway through boarding, came to a sudden pause. A young supervisor rushed in, clearly unsettled. "Madam, please. We didn't know." "You should have treated every passenger like they owned this airline," the CEO interrupted. "Because one of them does." Let's rewind. Her name was Darlene Ocone. Born in the heart of Abeokuta, raised by a mother who sold herbs at the corner of Araromi Market. Darlene was always the silent type, watchful, calculating, never quick to anger. She grew up seeing her mother mocked for her bush tea, dismissed as a village woman while secretly healing hundreds. Darlene swore to make something of herself without losing where she came from. She moved to Lagos, studied at Unilag, got a scholarship to Harvard, and returned home to build her empire. A tech mogul, aviation investor, and board chair of Air Nova Africa, she silently bought 49% of the airline after a deal collapsed due to poor customer treatment on a different flight. She told no one. No interviews. She was building quietly. Watching. Waiting. Now, here she sat. The very reason she flew that day was to test the quality of service. She'd requested her tea ahead. Her assistant made the calls, verified twice. She got none of it. Instead, she got insulted. Behind her, the two men who had laughed earlier now sat frozen, jaws slack, realizing they had been chuckling at someone who signed million-dollar checks before breakfast. The captain, informed of the unfolding situation, came out personally. "Madam Ocone," he said nervously, "we're terribly sorry. This is not a reflection of our values." "It is," she replied coldly. "That's why I'm here." The silence in first class was total. Only the sound of papers being signed and names being listed filled the space. The attendant, now pale, stepped back in. "Ma'am, please. I didn't mean to offend. I was just..." "Just what?" Darlene asked, eyes unblinking. "I thought you were someone else." "That's the problem. You think respect is earned through designer bags and light skin tones. You don't serve people. You size them up." The assistant stepped forward. "Madam, the statement's ready. Do you wish to proceed with press release or internal memo only?" Internal, she said. No need to humiliate them publicly. Let them find humility the hard way. She stood. Every eye watched as she walked toward the cockpit and paused. Tell the crew, service without respect is slavery with a smile. And I won't fund slavery. She returned to her seat, and calmly sipped from the thermos her assistant finally retrieved from her hand luggage. The herbal aroma filled the air. Dignity restored. Moral lesson. Respect is not something you offer only to those you recognize. Every uniformed stranger might just be your next employer, or your only path to mercy. In a society desperate for recognition, it is dangerous to assume anyone's worth by their looks, race, gender, or class. Good customer service isn't about bending to the rich, it's about honoring humanity equally. Every seat, from economy to first class, should feel like respect lives there. Appreciation. Thank you for watching this far. If this story struck a chord, or if you've ever faced silent judgment, drop a comment. We want to hear from you. Share this with someone who needs to remember the power of humility. Stick around this channel for more captivating stories that touch the heart and stir the soul. This story was brought to you by Elliot Stories. See you at the top.